And when you do that, it disturbs the wine a little bit less. You especially do that with sparkling wine. Never, ever pour sparkling wine straight down the chute, because all the bubbles start to escape. So what you want to do with a sparkling wine is always pour with the sparkling wine glass at its side. So notice the color on this is dark. It's purple. The Zinfandel skin, when it's fully ripe, is nearly black. It's a big berry. It's a lovely looking grape. It's great fun to eat right off the vine. It is a difficult grape to grow in most places in the world, and the reason is that the bunches are so tight and the bunches are so big, it's hard for the sun to hit all the parts of the cluster. So as a result, the cluster ripens what we call unevenly. So what you have to do is sometimes pull some leaves to expose the cluster to the light, so that the whole cluster is exposed. The grape likes to sugar well. It sugars quick. It's not unusual for Zinfandel to go from 21% sugar to 24% sugar in a matter of days, whereas most wines take about a week to go from 21 to 24. That can happen in Zinfandel in maybe half the time. So we swirl the wine. Let's see if my left nostril is still doing the work. Sure is. It's doing the job. Right nostril is just beginning to wake up, but the left nostril is the dominant player. And now, you know, when you smell this one, it's got a distinctive flavor. And one of the things that I just love about Zinfandel is that we are known in America for Zinfandel. So Zinfandel is truly the American wine grape. Even though it had origins in Croatia, they didn't grow it much there, and so Zinfandel really has made its name in the United States. And it has a very rich berry flavor. It's got wonderful soft and middle palates. It's great with pasta sauces. You know, for me as an Italian American, this is my Italian version of a wine. I mean, it's a wine that holds up so beautifully to steak, lamb, pasta, marinara sauces of all kinds, Parmesan cheese. I think it also holds up beautifully with blue cheese. I mean, something that can hold up to a blue cheese is a powerful wine. So let's go ahead and taste this. Wow! You know, a lot of the guys in the wine bar are enjoying this wine as we do this, and it's amazing. You can always tell when a wine is a wow wow, because when it's a wow wow, everybody gets quiet. Because, man, I tell you, you taste this thing and you're going, oh, wow, this is amazing. And this is one of those wines. The '06 version was dynamite. And our new 2009 version is really dynamite. When it is at its full peak, which I think is going to be in about 5 to 7 years, that wine is going to, I mean, it's going to win awards all over the world. This 2006 has won a bunch of awards. We're one of only maybe a half a dozen Texas wineries that are even attempting to produce Zinfandel. And that's primarily because, number one, we have about 50 acres of Zinfandel. The second thing is you've got to be patient. You cannot machine pick this grape, because when you look at the vines and you see 25 clusters on the vine, 5 of them, 7 of them, maybe 8 of them are really ripe. There's about 7 or 8 of them that are really unripe, and the others are kind of in the middle. So if you can hand pick those really ripe grapes and start processing then, and then maybe come back in a week from then and pick again and pick up the ones that were kind of semi-ripe. Now they're fully ripe. Now you can make a great zin. So it takes a lot of labor and a lot of patience and a lot of monitoring the clusters to make sure, because you don't want to go from really ripe to dried up too quickly, because then you miss out on all the beautiful juice flavors of the wine itself. So, I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful wine. Wow. Now, our single vineyard in 2009 is actually called Bell, for the Bell brothers, and Merrill's Vineyard. It's a collaborative vineyard effort. It is part Bell Vineyard and part Merrill Vineyard, and it's a wonderful expression of the vineyards in Hale County, the highest growing region in the state of Texas right now. It's about another 30 to 40 miles, and you hit Amarillo, where there have not been very many vineyards that have been successful. So, salute. Now we'll go to the third wine, and the third wine is a single vineyard. It's got a brand new label, beautiful label. Betty Bogner is the artist on this, and Betty is a dear friend of mine, and I hope people get to appreciate how beautiful this label is, because it's a blooming cactus flower. And what's really unique about this is that the inspiration of this cactus flower, Betty came out to the vineyard, and we have these blooming cactus, and she actually sat in front of one of those cactus in bloom and painted this. So to me, it has a tremendous amount of emotional attachment. You know, and Betty's such a lovely woman and a beautiful painting. So I'm going to open this one with the one that, this is a waiter's cork puller, and I'll show you how not to mess up. So first, it's got that same kind of Teflon coated auger, which is good, same as the screw pull, and then you screw it in. And see, this is called a double pump, and I'll show you why. It's got a little ledge, and you pull up. See, and now we've pulled up as far as we can go with the first level. Usually at that point, I give it another turn or two. Now it goes up to the next level. I actually screwed it in too far. We'll go up here, and we go to the next level, and now that auger is going to take it straight up. And notice the auger is straight up and down, and I never, ever bent it over, because when you bend it over, that's when the cork comes out, and it just lifts it out perfectly. Now, at a restaurant, the waiter will unscrew this. They are doing it properly. They'll normally remove a little bit of that wax, and then present it to the person who ordered the wine. Now, as the person presented the wine, what do you do with it? I mean, you normally just go, smell the cork. Smells like the wine, so I'm just going to set it down, and now the waiter will come over and take the glass and pour you a little bit. You know, I love when you go to a restaurant and you're the one who's sampling the wine, and the first thing they do is they pour a whole slug of wine, okay? I think it would be fun one of those times to go, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like it. And then what are they going to do then? What are they going to pour it all back in the bottle? So the purpose of it is to just put a little bit in there so the person can, do the swirl and do the sniff, and do a little taste, and I would say 99 out of 100 times the person should say lovely. And I'm telling you something for all those that know waiters. The best thing that a waiter or waitress can do at that point is to say, excellent choice. Because, boy, it just makes you feel absolutely that it is the father of Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's so much more earthy than a Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon has a little bit of pepper and a little bit of spice, whereas Cabernet Franc doesn't really have the spice. It has those earth tones and aromas that are really so attractive. So here we go. I'm pouring this straight down because I want to liberate the aroma on this a little bit more since it's a 2009. We swirl it. You know, this whole series of single vineyard wines, I can tell you, has only been out in the market now for about a month, and it is taking off. We're getting wine list placements all over, everywhere that we're tasting the wines, because number one, they express the terroir, they express the region, and it then expresses kind of the best of what we can do in Texas. 2009 was an incredible vintage. It was not a big crop, it was a very small crop, but the quality of the wines that we got out of 2009 were exceptional. I believe that in 2010 we will have exceptional quality as well, but it was also the largest crop we've had in the history of the state of Texas. So a little different. This is going to be a lot more rare. You're going to see these wines disappear off the market a lot quicker because there was very little quantity in 2009. So I recommend that you taste this wine. If you like it, my recommendation is sock 2 or 3 cases away, and then this way you can enjoy it for the next couple of years. Because if you just get a bottle or two, I would not be surprised that by maybe September of 2011, all this wine is going to be gone. It'll all be sold and it'll be gone. So we look at this. Let's smell it now. I'm almost 50-50 on my nostrils right now. My right nostril's coming in. It's saying, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to go. My left nostril's kind of giving up the ghost a little bit. So I'm almost at 50-50 right now. Golly, that smells good. I mean, right now, my whole mind is thinking, I want a mushroom sauce on my steak. I mean, I can't, a shiitake even. I can even feel a shiitake. Or I could feel a portobello burger. I mean, I could feel that. I mean, it's just really earthy. And maybe a little escargot. Oh, a little escargot would just be lovely with this. So we smell again. Wow. See, I let that mellow in my mouth a lot longer because I knew it was going to have those tannins, you know. And when I first start to talk, I kind of feel like I'm kind of like spitting up all over myself because I'm salivating. That beautiful pinch of the cheeks with nice tannins. You know, that's a wonderful feeling for those who love red wines. And it is absolutely the worst feeling for those who don't like red wines. So our Shiraz, softer tannins, less cheek pull. The Cab Franc, bigger cheek pull, more aggressive on tannins. So it gives you a nice comparison. For those that are just getting into reds, maybe the 06 Zin. The ones that are really looking for something that's going to be fabulous today and fabulous 10 years from now, maybe the Cabernet Franc. Now let's talk about a couple of things that we're doing here at Messina Hof. I am really excited about this. This is TGI Thursday. Each month, and the next one coming up is February the 17th between 6 and 9 p.m. I choose 20 of our nicest wines, and we taste them with a little bit of cheese, a lot of social, a lot of fun, just kind of getting together, and it's only $25 at the door, and $30 at the door, and $25 in advance. So, I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, you're going to be able to taste 20 and we're talking Paulos, we're talking private reserves. You know, we're not talking about sangria and, foo-foo kind of wines. Not that they're not nice, but they're not as serious as these wines are. And you get to do it on a Thursday. It kicks the weekend off to a great way with a bunch of people that enjoy wine, and just a fabulous experience. And, usually when you come to a tasting, you taste 3 or 4 wines and that's about it. This is 20 premium wines. I mean, this is amazing. So it's our way of saying thank you to our customers that have been so loyal. And it's also a way of exposing some of the wines that they have not had an opportunity to taste. Because we're talking some really nice, serious wines that we're going to be doing during these tastings. Because we wanted people to see how sophisticated can the wines of Messina Hof be. And I think you're going to get a wonderful experience by doing that. So this is a lovely, lovely wine. It's a single vineyard, and they just came out. I really encourage all of you to go find it quickly, buy it up, and this way you could say you've got history in the bottle here. There's no doubt in my mind that this wine will win gold medals all over the United States. So, salute. Wow. Okay, now, the next thing I did want to mention to you is that we've got all sorts of fabulous things to eat here. Number one, the restaurant. Chef Dwight is like, thank you, Lord, for providing him here. Chef Dwight is from New Orleans. He worked with Emeril Lagasse. Thanks to Dwight, I have gained 15 pounds and gaining on a daily basis. My doctor is ready to kill me. But how could you miss? I mean, the guy's food is unbelievable. And so we urge you to come and enjoy his food. The other thing is we've got these fabulous truffles, and Merrill, if we stopped these, I think Merrill would start to shake because, it's just one of those things that she absolutely loves. It is a truffle that is filled with a mousse made with our reserve ports. So, wow, just an amazing thing. And then the other thing that I want to remind people is the cruise. We are getting ready now to book our airfare over to Rome. One of the things that we're going to try to do is let everybody know how we're getting over there. We're probably going to go a day or two early. Keep in mind, the cruise is May 22nd through the 29th. We'll probably leave on the 20th. We're going to try to go from Texas to Newark, my home of New Jersey, bless its heart. The Garden State, ever go to Newark Airport? It's a trip. Don't leave the airport without at least some protection. Anyway, we're going to go to the airport, and we're going to pick up a flight from Newark to Rome. And we're going to try to all fly, if we can, somewhat together, because we're going to try to spend a day or two in Rome before the cruise starts. And Marilyn and I have been to Rome 3 times, and we have friends in Rome, and they have offered to show us around town, and Rome is the city of romance. It's unbelievable. So we're going to try to do all that. We want you to sign up as soon as you possibly can. It is a great price. And what a cruise. We're going to Sicily, where we're going to go to the Gambino, you know that name, Gambino Winery in outside of Messina. I assure you it's not the crime family. It's another element of the family who've been in the wine business for many years. It's a vineyard and winery right at the foot of Mount Etna. And I have received assurance that it will not erupt during the tasting. So I think we're good. So we're going to do that. But then we're going to go from Rome to Messina. Then we're going to cruise over to Athens. And we're going to then go to Turkey. My God, Turkey. Unbelievable. We're going to see Roman ruins like you wouldn't believe. And then we're going to go to Crete, where we're having another wine dinner and tasting with another friend who's making wine on the island of Crete. And then we're going to cruise back to Rome. So it's going to be a fabulous trip, and it's with Royal Caribbean. Last year, our trip was on Royal Caribbean. My God, what a fabulous boat or ship. No, I'm Navy, so you don't call it boat, you call it a ship. And call Debbie. Debbie is the one who's the contact person, and she's at 281-990-8362. And go on our website and learn more about it, because it's an unbelievable trip. And our last wine that we're going to do today is going to be our Merlot, otherwise known in West Texas as Merlot. They pronounce things a little bit different out there. Pinot Noir instead of Pinot Noir. But, you know, they're just getting into the wine thing. You know, they're into the growing thing. So now they're getting into the wine thing. Spin this. Notice the way that auger pulls it straight up. This is an older bottle of wine, so it's more delicate now. So how do we pour a more delicate wine that's got some age? We pour it from the side. Okay, one of the things that you're always going to notice about a slightly older bottle of wine is that when you look at the wine over a white tablecloth and you check the edge has got a